Welcome back to another episode of 40 Facts About the 40K Universe. I am your host, Gershwin, and you were watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue talking about Hellforges, as we list some more awesome Hellforges found within the galaxy. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We post Warhammer 40K content every single day, and if you have any requests, comment down below, or check out our huge archive of lore videos, and hopefully we already have your request as a video right now. But with that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Hellforges. Abhailum is a former Imperial vassal world now controlled by the Dark Mechanicus and wholly dedicated to the ruinous powers. Much of the early history of this isolated world has been lost to the long passage of millennia. Abhailum was once considered a vital deep void way station, since it lay on the Armageddon Paramar Grand Conduit. The survivors of a mission group dispatched by the Inquisition to the Abhailum system recently returned and reported that the planet was now lost to the Imperium. They revealed that elements of the Dark Mechanicus, who had hidden beneath the surface of the world, employed forbidden rites of techno-pyroclasm to cause the many dormant volcanoes present on Abhailum to erupt as one, sealing the deaths of millions in a single moment. Worst was to come, for out of the rolling black clouds and rivers of molten rock charged an uncountable host of demon engines. It was estimated that the entire population of the planet has now fallen to the Dark Mechanicus, slaughtered, consumed, or dragged beneath the ground in fetters to tend the infernal forges below. It is believed by many within the Inquisition that Abhailum is now beyond any hope of deliverance. Furthermore, it is likely that Abhailum is already on the path to becoming a significant locus of production for infernal engines of war, and that soon the traitor legions and others dedicated to the ruinous powers will be able to procure the service of machines brought in from its forges. Crucible Omega is a supposed hellforge and dominion of the Dark Mechanicus, wholly dedicated to the ruinous powers. It has long been theorized that there exists a domain of the fallen Mechanicus beyond the boundaries of the Imperium, and that it was a forge world predating the Age of Strife, which was never contacted during the Great Crusade. Various legends have surfaced of a world of crippled hellsmiths that prostrate themselves before a cyclopean machine altar, sending up venerations in sonorous binaric chants that echoes weirdly through the immaterium, and can be perceived by Imperial warp seers when the tides of the Seas of Souls is especially strong. It has recently been learned by inquisitorial agents that a Fenonite cell and its unhallowed master believes Crucible Omega is a very real place, and that the altar its population worships is in fact a functional standard template construct. The Inquisition has mobilized available assets to ascertain the current status of this group of adversaries, and have recommended a convocation of an inquisitorial conclave at the earliest opportunity to debate the matter further. Crucible Omega's current status is unknown. Daisos was a soul forge occupied by the demon-binding Dark Mechanicus until the year 993 of the 41st millennia, when the Iron Warriors warpsmith Vostok Pistonhand staged a coup against Daisos' Dark Masters. After a single solar night of bloodshed, the entire world was given over to the production of a demon engine for the Warpsmith's army. Each new horror was slave to the Piston's Hand's will by the forbidden rite known as a concatechism. The Warpsmith's chaos sorcerers summoned demon after demon to the soul forges, binding them into the flame with their iron-worded spells. The planet turned black with the smog of industry. Eventually, the Chaos God's gaze fell upon the wholesale abduction of their servants, and they were most displeased. 4 massive demonic legions materialized upon Daisos, one sent from each of the ruinous powers. United in their outrage, they proved unstoppable. Though Piston Hand's armies boasted thousands of mechanical terrors, the invaders seemed without numbers. Daisos was conquered within a solar month. As the demon engines broke apart and started to fight over the spoils of victory, the war for Daisos began anew. A former loyalist forge world located in the Ultima Segmentum, in Chaldeum, was the homeworld of the Lego Farians, the Tiger Eyes Titan Legion, before the outbreak of the Horus Heresy. The planet adapted to the savage worlds accordingly. They acquired additional human stock by raiding the feral population of the world, which brought echoes of barbarous cultures that began to infect the increasingly schismatic machine cult, propagated by the planet's mechanicum. With the outbreak of the heresy, they declared for the War Master Horus. This world was cleansed by loyalist forces during the Great Scouring, and eventually brought back into the Imperial fold. A planet-wide industrial hell that would destroy the sanity of most mortals. The iron-gassed Foundry is a chaotic forge sworn to the glory of Khorne, the blood god. Bristling with vast brazen gun towers and spike-studded battlements, the iron-gassed Foundry is all but impervious to invasion. A conclave of warpsmiths rule over the iron-gassed Foundry, led by a cruel and violent slave driver known only as the Overseer. It is their oath that while a single soul remains to man the machineries of their global factory, it will never cease churning out weapons for the blood god's innumerable wars. The Foundry produces everything from chain axes and hell-brute sarcophagi to vast demon engines such as the Lord of Skulls and the Lord of Battles. Their blood-encrusted runic circles flare night and day, dragging demons from the immaterium to be bounded into rank upon rank of waiting demon engines. This is a place of vast horrific industry, and serves as the weapon factory for a great many coronet demonkin warbands. The Overseer and his conclave maintain bloody pacts with such diverse coronet hosts as the Skull-Sworn, the Brazen Beasts, and the Eight Scarred. In return, they demand raw materials, junked war machines, precious metals, and corpses harvested from the fields of war. Retlaxy is an ancient fiefdom of the Mechanicus of old, and was thought long lost to history. Yet, in the manner of so many things damned by the stain of the warp, it resurges periodically to instill doubt and fear in the souls of the faithful. Having lain dormant for the better part of 8 Terran centuries, the name has appeared once more in at least a dozen confirmed remote prognostications, several readings of the Emperor's Tarot, and at least one recorded communion with a ritually summoned and bound etheric entity. The world was once a subject of the traitor Collegia Titanicus Legal Mortis, and so it is the Imperium's greatest concern that its foundries, if still they function, may be supplied arms and ammunition to the arch-traitor's body. The matter of the appearance of the demon engines, codified as the Decimators, have been the subject of several previous conjunctions, and the majority of the Inquisition are agreed that the source of these vile hybrid of machine, demon, and Xenos artifice lies beyond the Laneth Rift, in the region known to Imperium as the Silent Abyss. Having gathered together a number of transcripts of the post-mortem confessions extracted by the way of Thanatos protocols, Inquisitors are now certain that the long-outlawed heretics of the spectral cult are in contact with the source of the Decimators, which they appear to know as the Silent Forge. Furthermore, these transcriptions link several renegade Adeptus Astartes warbands to the Silent Forge, suggesting that the Spectral are serving in the capacity of brokers, facilitating the armies of the great enemy and gaining the service of these mighty engines of war. What the Silent Forge demands in return, or what share of the price the emissaries of the Spectral claim, can only be guessed at, but no doubt speaks to the very depths of sin and blasphemy. The name Tempore appears in but a handful of archives, all of them penned by the hands of heretics long ago consigned to the pyre. To name such a place is to invite into the soul a portion of the madness and unreality in which it steeps, and in doing court the damnation so many haven to. In his vision, the captive Warpseer, known as the Oracle of Brass, describes an impossible realm of cogs and arcane mechanisms, the size of continents and mountain ranges, that can only be related to a Hellforge dedicated to the ruinous power, known as the Changer of the Ways. Further reports have served to solidify the Inquisition's view that Tempore is a Hellforge that entirely exists, at least partially, deep within the Eye of Terror. This gargantuan mechanism turns in patterns mortals cannot and should not fathom, for they can only serve the cause of their destruction and ruination. And those were 40 facts on Hellforges. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are creating your own Chaos Army, or if you already have a Chaos Army and you want to add fluff to it, you can go beyond just the home world, and you could also say that this particular Hellforge, whether it's anyone's that I mentioned right now, or whether you create your own with inspiration from this video, you could say that your Chaos Warband or your Chaos Army gets their demon engines from this Hellforge, or weapons, or what have you. Just play around with that fluff. I love the Dark Mechanicus, and one day I will create my own Dark Mechanicus army. But again, guys, if you have any suggestions or any requests, just comment down below, and we will try to get those done for you. If you want to support us a little bit more, jump on over to Patreon. A simple $1 a month helps us create more videos. If you can't, we understand. Simply by liking, commenting, and sharing, it helps out the channel a lot. The little bell notification icon also gives a skull to the skull throne. Don't think about it too much. Just hit the little bell notification icon. But thanks so much for everything, and I'll see you tomorrow. This is Gershwin with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.